Sort of like people in the Middle Ages. When I went through grade school a very long time ago, I recall being taught that people in the Middle Ages predominantly thought that the world was flat and that Columbus would sail right off the edge. That's what I was taught, and that Columbus proved them wrong, right? But now, if you go to any college course, they'll tell you, no, people in the Middle Ages knew, just like Columbus knew, that the world was round, spherical. Very interesting. How exactly would they change that perception, though? It's not as though most of the population of the Middle Ages, especially Europe, was literate, according to official history. Or were they? I don't know. It's just one of those interesting things where you try to study the history and you get many different answers. And I can't imagine why that is. So, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, that's a very good point. But zodiacs are actually a lot more prominent than we like to believe. You know, they're not just in newspapers and in random magazines. They do appear on certain college campuses, in major administration buildings, colleges that are now major universities in the United States. And this unnamed university happens to consider itself a university of science and technology. And they also have a gigantic zodiac symbol, which none of the students, by the way, at least virtually all those that believe, would ever step on. Because as the legacy goes, if you step on this zodiac symbol anywhere, you're going to fail your next test. You know, and then you're probably going to have to repeat Lucius Aurelian's history class and really be annoyed. Because he can be a very annoying guy, especially if he sees you 2 semesters in a row. But anyway, very, very interesting. Again, on a University of Science and Technology, but there's still a very prominent zodiac symbol that's featured on the floor of one of the main administration buildings. And then also, coincidentally, on this same university, you'll find some interesting reliefs. What's this supposed to be? Lions with wings? Do we have another name for this creature? Yes, we know what that name is. We've explored it many times before, and it's a name that comes up quite frequently. Why are there griffins everywhere?